27 in a row. Ranked number 2, the Bulldogs are one game away from their second Super 16 championship in as many years. And now, it's the Eastern Conference shootout at high noon. Number 1 Dunmore and number 2 Berwick take aim at the Super 16 game of the decade. Hello, everybody, from Crispin Field in Berwick. It's time for the game of the decade. I'm Paul Olis, along with Tim Carlson, Joe Zone, and Pat Porro, and we'll be giving you complete coverage of all the action here today. Tim, your thoughts on Dunmore?
Well, Dunmore, of course, Paul, has that big line, and they're going to be really trying to open the holes for the running game, and I think you might see Dunmore also try to go to the passing game a little bit as far as the tight end. We'll have to see what happens, but it's going to be tough in the trenches for sure.
Joe Zone, 27 in a row for Berwick. The winning streak on the line. What about it?
27 straight, and don't forget, Berwick has to win today to get to the stakes. They have lots of experience in these big games. They've got about 60 kids dressed today, so it's the big Berwick team against a smaller Dunmore team, only smaller in numbers.
All right, it's a beautiful sunny day, temperatures in the 40s, and we'll be right back with the kickoff.
Today's Eastern Conference Championship game is brought to you in part by Friedman's Men's Clothing, where style becomes a tradition. A&A Auto Parts Stores, the right parts at the right price, right now. Mrs. T's Pierogi, good taste. And by the Third National Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC.
The Third National Bank and Trust Company on the subject of money. Money. You work hard to earn it, so you want it in a bank where it'll be safe and where it will grow. At the Third National Bank, your money is in the right hands. In fact, the Third has been rated one of the safest banks in the country. And at the Third, we'll help you get where you want to go. The Third National Bank and Trust Company.
In 1853, Levi Strauss created the original blue jeans. Levi's, made in America, by Americans, for Americans. You can get Levi's legendary 501 blues anywhere in America, but in Northeast Pennsylvania, the best place is at Kiefer's Jeans and More, where jeans is our middle name, and that's spelled L-E-V-I-S. Quality never goes out of style. Kiefer's Jeans and More, Kingston, Wilkes-Barre, Berwick, Bartonsville.
Bruning Paints. Color your world with quality. No matter where you live or what kind of home you live in, bring out the best. Bruning for beauty that remains to be seen from the moment it's applied and for years after. Color every corner of your world and every kind of surface with a name known for quality for over 60 years. Bruning Paints. Our best is on sale now, so you can color your world and save.
Check out great fall prices on our complete line of floor and wall coverings at National Paint and Supply Company, Wyoming.
Ford F-150 is winning the world over with power, savings, and truck month values Chevy can't match. Now get a big 5-liter V8 engine and automatic overdrive transmission at no extra charge. A savings of over $1,400. Tough Ford F-150, big V8 and automatic transmission, a real big value. America's #1 selling full-size pickup just got better automatically. During Truck Month at your Ford dealer now.
Test drive the best-built trucks in America during Truck Month at your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
All right, we're all set for the kickoff before well over 10,000 fans. The game of the decade, ladies and gentlemen. That's John Bowman. And we'll tell you something. Berwick won the toss, refused to receive, and they kick off deep. Rory Altman is the up-back, picks it up above the 18-yard line, and is immediately manhandled right at the 20-yard line. What do you think, guys? A smart move for Curry on that decision, not to take the ball?
I don't know. Maybe he's thinking about the wind or something here. You know, by the time the afternoon rolls on, we may have some more wind around here.
There's the skill people for Dunmore. Marquez at the quarterback, 3-year starter. DiPietro, Silvestrini, Altman, Garvey, and Colo. Those are the backs and the quarterback.
And the Bucks offensive line, that big line, Tim Ruddy at right tackle, right guard, Tom Hopkins. The center is T.J. Jimmy. And there you see the guard. Left side.
It's 1st and 10 at about the 22-yard line. They try the middle. That is Number 30, the tailback, D.P. Crow. Mainly a scampering yard on that carry.
Okay, right away, you're going to find out that these two teams match up well size-wise. As you take a look at the Bulldogs' defensive line, Kevin Wittishek at defensive end, Jason Slusher, Sean Carden, Tom Robsock, Ryan Anderson. And then in the secondary, it's Koch and Haycock, Bauer, Force, Kelchner, and Wharton. Big teams, both match up pretty nice size-wise. The line of scrimmage is going to be very key today.
2nd and 9 at the 23-yard line. Single, set back. Look out. Marquez flips the second time. Tries to run for his life around the right side. Gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's about all.
Okay, that brings up the condition of the field. It is a little chilly here. The sun came out early and softened it up a little bit, I think. And if you can see in the middle of the field, most of the grass is worn off. But right away, you can see Marquez just a little problem. Slips there, and then he can't get his footing along the outside. So the field is pretty solid right now. I thought if it would warm up, it might get a little messy.
Now, once again, though, you can see that Berwick secondary kind of cheating a little bit inside, close, staying close, and that's why the split end was not open. Altman was not open in that case.
So on a 3rd down, a passing situation for Tom Marquez as he splits Altman to the right side. Marquez back to pass. The rush is on. Hurries his throw. It's caught and dropped. Todd Hartshorn had the ball laying on his back and then had it squared out.
Again, watch the Berwick rush now. Good rush. Marquez has to get it off a little bit quicker than he wants, but you can see the ball is there and actually probably could have been caught. Nice try. Didn't quite get it, and so it's 3 downs and punt for Dunmore.
Yeah, it looks like John Wharton may have gotten a little hand on that for Berwick, too, just to tip that and change the direction just a tad.
Dave Silvestrini, who runs out of the fullback spot, will do all the punting for the Bucks. Kicking from his own 15-yard line, a low end-over-end line drive kick, and a bad kick for Dunmore. What position for Berwick here in the first period? They're in Buck territory with a 1st and 10.
At the 35, it looks like, Paul.
Again, I can't emphasize Berwick playing at home in front of their crowd, experience. They've been to the state playoffs before. They know what it's all about.
And here's the Bulldogs offense now. There you see quarterback Kelchner. Running back is Kowalski. Sean Dittrich, the running back. Also the wide receiver, Marty Forrest. The tight ends, Woodishik.
Watch for Curry to come out throwing here. Just a gut feeling.
Berwick has capitalized on plays like this all year to score early. Let's see what happens here. Fakes to one guy, gives to the next guy. Big hole throw. Mossich, the flanker back, coming around and finding a big hole between Brad Winter and Tom Robsack, the tackle and the guard, and springs him for a big yardage.
This is what Berwick has done all year. They use the big linemen, they open up the holes, and they like to grind the ball down the field. And don't forget, the quarterback, Kelchner, is their 2nd leading rusher. So he not only will throw, but most of the time he'll keep that ball and run it himself.
They like that quarterback draw.
Berwick likes to drive it down the field. Not necessarily a big play team.
Dogs on the prowl now with a yard to go for the 1st down. The naked bootleg run, and this time Kelchner slipped. Well, that snow on the grass, on the turf, certainly has caused misfortune for both teams here early in the game.
But they do get the 1st down according to the mark from our side of the field. They'll have to bring them out across, though, now. The Bulldogs, again, big offensive line. Carden, Bowman, Kachurka, Robsock, Winter, both of these teams, the kids play both ways for the most part.
How do you guys feel about this as they measure? Since the field is in sort of a slippery condition, why not go to the pass game, get your receivers out there to make a cut on the defensive guy, lose him, and get the ball to him, instead of trying to run the ball? 1st down.
Well, again, I think a game like this, the teams want to come out and feel each other out. I think they want to find out who's going to have control of the line of scrimmage, who can do what, and then I think you'll see them open it up just a little bit. Now, there he is. I told you, Kelchner is the guy, 2nd leading rusher. He loses his footing there. He might have broken that for even a few more yards.
But if you're going to fall down, you may as well fall down where a 1st down comes up.
Look at here, a trip formation to the right side and 2 on the left side. So Kelchner's all alone in the backfield, quarterback sneak. He's across the 20 to the 15-yard line. And the trick play paid off with 3 men wide to the right, 2 men to the left, and Kelchner finds daylight.
They've used that play a million times this year, and it seems like it always works because the defense has to play honest on the receivers. The defensive line, there you see Tom Gallagher, Tom Hopkins, Tom Pulaski, Tim Ruddy, Sean Colo, and they're all big people, Joe, as we keep seeing the size out there today.
Well,
And the
Berwick,
secondary, McAllister, Silvestrini, Garvey, Golden, Marquez, and Altman. They're quick.
Berwick again coming out behind that big line, which has pretty much dominated teams this year. Berwick ball control football team, and they've got the perfect quarterback to do it in Kelchner.
Well, they need a couple of inches for the first down, and Kelchner, who's rushed for 675 yards this year, may just get that chance to get that inch there square on the 15-yard line.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Bulldogs try to throw the ball here. It's almost like a free play on 2nd and inches. They've got 2 more downs to get the first down, maybe go for it all in the end zone. And maybe to Woodashik.
Offense shifts to the right side. Again, 3 wide receivers flanked to the right, and there it is. The quarterback just slides off the guard, Tom Robsack, and picks up the first down where they'll have a 1st and 10 inside the 15 and around the 13.
And that time, Tom Hopkins and the Berwick, Dunmore defensive line made the stop, but again, just enough for the first down, and you can be sure before this day is over, they're going to throw a couple of passes out of that 3-man split right formation.
We've got 7 minutes and 54 seconds in the first period. Dunmore received the kick, had 3 tries, punted on a bad punt by Silvestrini, and Berwick now trying to cash in on the miscue at the 15-yard line. Inside, oh, what a hit there as Joe Kowalski was hit by a Mack truck.
That's Tom Gallagher, who made the big tackle for Dunmore. Broke through.
What a play by Gallagher. Watch it now. He's pitching into the right, and boom, there's the collision. What a play by Gallagher. And how about, well, a lot of contact really on that play.
There he is, Tom Gallagher, 5'8", 160-pound junior. So the ball remains at the 18-yard line. And a fumble on the play. Well, the Bucks got the ball. Something we missed, and let's go. Dunmore now with a 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line as Marquez gets it. It is the pitch to the small guy, Tom DiPietro, behind a wall of blockers, picks up and scrambles for a couple of yards.
Well, the first important turnover of the football game. Berwick driving down the field after the bad punt, and they take it over. Now, Dunmore, again, pretty conservative to start off. A lot of white shirts in there, but a lot more blue shirts.
Well, Dunmore had a little problem coming off the ball last week in the first half. They weren't quite getting the holes open against Mount Carmel, and finally went to the passing game for a while and then went back to it late in the second half.
Tom Golden in the tailback now. Golden gets the try, tries to go off left tackle between Pavlovsky and Bauman. And the guy who rushed for 387 yards gets a couple.
I think you're absolutely right, Joe, though. I think right here, these are your 2 teams that are just feeling each other out on the line of scrimmage to see what they can get.
And right now, again, as you watch Koch make the tackle, Dunmore, Berwick would appear to be controlling the line of scrimmage early in the game. So far, the Bucks have not been able to break anything in terms of a running play for yardage.
Interesting, we haven't seen Silvestrini run the ball yet either.
Garvey flanked to the left. The only man in the backfield is Silvestrini. Silvestrini gets the ball, and they'll say try the same play, but this time it doesn't work for Dunmore as Robsack meets the ball carrier, Silvestrini.
That'll force Dunmore into 3 downs and a punt situation again. And last time, a short 15-yard punt that set Berwick up in great field position.
I'll tell you, Dwayne Koch really closed up that hole quickly from the linebacker position. And the one thing that Berwick prides itself in, they may be large in size, but they certainly get to the ball quickly. They have a good sense for where the ball's going to be on the field.
There's Matt Mossage in single safety as Silvestrini will try to get off a better punt this time. There's the snap from the 5-yard line, boots it away and does get a better one. It's picked up and dropped by Mossage. Who has the ball? Dunmore's got the ball. It'll be Dunmore's ball. 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
Very unlike, very uncharacteristic of Berwick.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Dunmore at the 48-yard line. There's a break in the action, and we'll be back to all the excitement in a moment.
This Christmas, Pepsi would like to help you celebrate the holidays with a chance of winning a present from Mario in the Pepsi Nintendo Holiday Game, where you could win one of thousands of terrific Nintendo prizes, like these action sets, game packs, and best of all, the sensational new Game Boy. So hurry up and play before it's all over. Look on specially marked cans and bottles of Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, or Mountain Dew for your chance to win.
The Third National Bank and Trust Company on the subject of money. Money. You work hard to earn it, so you want it in a bank where it'll be safe and where it will grow. At the Third National Bank, your money is in the right hands. In fact, the Third has been rated one of the safest banks in the country. And at the Third, we'll help you get where you want to go. The Third National Bank and Trust Company.
Don't be surprised if Dunmore comes out of here trying with... Don't be surprised, I was going to say, after this punt recovery that they don't come back with a big play here. And there it is, the fumble recovery.
Tommy DePietro, guy with quick hands, puts the Bucks in business at their own 49-yard line with a 1st and 10. We've got 5 minutes to go in the period, and the game is scoreless.
And I'll tell you right now, Berwick doesn't give you many opportunities. They've given them 2 here in the early minutes of the first quarter. I would say very critical that Dunmore, in some way, shape, or form, take advantage. They won't get many chances.
Look for the tight end Colo, just in the flat area somewhere. On a pass play.
Rory Altman in the flanker spot. It's DePietro and Silvestrini, and back on 1st down. Here's Marquez wiring long for Altman. He's got it, but he's out of bounds. A mile in the air, but Altman ran out of running room and hit the sidelines and over the chalk line.
And I'll tell you, on that particular play, Berwick had that well defended. The safety, John Wharton, was coming over to cover on that play, and if that ball had been thrown inbounds, they wouldn't have connected.
I think that's a little Paul Maranka influence there. Paul, the assistant coach at Dunmore, when he's at Wyoming area, he used to like to burn people after a turnover with the big play.
Well, see, you notice now they've got better field position. They're opening up the offense a little bit more.
Setbacks in the eye. It's Silvestrini, the big fullback transfer from Valley View. Slides off TJ Jimmy, the center, and picks up a couple of yards. There's Silvestrini, 674 yards rushing, a 6.3 average, and scored 11 touchdowns. Just a sophomore.
That Berwick defense, the starting Berwick defense, has given up 3 touchdowns all season. They only give up about 4 points a game as a team. Sometimes they bring in the 2nd and 3rd teamers late in the game. 3 touchdowns all season by that first team.
3rd and 9. Garvey split wide to the right. Rory Altman in the wingback spot. Back to pass rolling. The rush is on. And Marquez has to eat the ball. Look at the dogs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 dogs all over Marquez.
The all-out red dog on that play. They love that 3rd and long.
And don't think that Berwick didn't have this play coached. Obviously, Dunmore gave something away on this because Berwick knew from get-go that this was going to go a sweep to the left by the quarterback. And so they're in position again to punt. 2 fumble recoveries. Dunmore gets 0 points.
And Jason Slusser on the sack there. He's had several this year, so that's nothing new for Jason.
Silvestrini punting for the 3rd time here in the first period from about his 32-yard line. Masic and Kowalski are back deep, and it's going to take a hop right in front of Masic. He drops the ball again, but recovers at the 25-yard line. Must be grease on the football, guys.
Well, I think what's happening is he's actually starting to run the ball before he has it. He's a little anxious to move the ball up the field, and both times he took his eye off the ball. Both times he fumbled. This time he's recovered again. Look at, you see him look off a little bit toward us, and then when he did that, the ball bounced out of his hands, and this time he was fortunate enough to fall down on it. Now, this is the sort of position where Dunmore likes to take, or Berwick likes to take the ball and drive down the field using the rush. Watch Kelchner now, the quarterback, in this particular series.
Little over 2 minutes to go in the first period. Kelchner with his single setback, and that's Kowalski, the little guy who plunged for 664 yards and 9 TDs, gets spare yardage up the middle.
Nice effort on his part, though, to get that extra yard or so to keep the legs pumping.
Ball will be spotted at around the 30-yard line.
By the way, getting back to those punts, let's give a little credit also to the Dunmore coverage team. You know, they're getting down there in a hurry, and that may be making Slusser think about trying to go and run before he actually catches the ball.
Shane Dietrich comes into the ball game. Kowalski gets to rest for a spell. 2nd down and 6 at the 30-yard line. Scoreless ball game. Through the middle of the line, that's Dietrich, and look at that hustling defense. McAllister, Hopkins, closing up the holes in a hurry.
And Timmy Ruddy right in there, too. The Division I prospect. Watch Ruddy come into this play also from the outside.
First hit, though, by Tommy Hopkins as he makes the big initial
There's
play.
Ruddy over the top.
Now, this brings Berwick into their first passing situation of the game, and this is where the quarterback, Joe Kelchner, is at his best. He's a good option-type quarterback. He can run with it himself. He rushed for 900 yards this year.
There you see big Tim Ruddy. Going to try to hold him on 3rd and 6.
Campbell and Masic split wide to the left. And again, Kelchner with the yellow flags down may have gotten off too fast. Let's see what the call is all about.
I think it's going to be a procedure call. Oh, delay of game.
No, it's against Dunmore. Offside.
Okay, you got it right. It's going to still be 3rd down.
I think it was a delay of game, Joe, as a matter of fact.
I got to stop watching those kids point.
Dead ball foul. Delay. The offense. 3rd down.
That referee is Jim Kimmel. The umpire, Fred Dute. Ron Wren, the head linesman, the line judge. Line head linesman is Steve Rennick. The back judge, Ed Clark, and Tim Holden, the field judge. They are all from the Pottsville area because you've got the North and the Central Division playing, so the officials come from the neutral Southern Division. 3rd and 11 for the Bulldogs. 59 seconds left in the period. There is no score. Back to pass on the big 3rd down. The rush is on. Kelchner escapes one and fires, and let's see if that's going to be an early hit or no. No flag down. What a play that time.
Fred Garvey making the play there, Paul.
Okay, take a look now. This is a pretty critical play. The question is, did Garvey get in there too soon? Now, Kelchner's rolling. Here comes the throw.
He went for the ball.
Well, from that angle, I couldn't tell if he was hit soon or
Well,
not.
the other question is it an uncatchable ball?
So it's 4th down and 11, and this time it'll be the 2nd punt for John Bowman in the ball game, or rather Kelchner. Kicking from his own 15, gets it away. At the 45-yard line,
Altman
to the 50. Rory Altman brings it to midfield. There's a break in the action. There is no score. We'll be back with the game of the decade in a moment.
We make the best Stoker stoves today. A 4-day burn leaves you with more leisure time. You never shake a grate. There's no dust to clean up. It's totally automatic. There's no overheating or chimney fires. Does your old stove do this for you? It's time you got an Alaska Stoker stove. See one burning today. Call 1-800-HOT-BTUs for your nearest Alaska stove dealer. That's 1-800-HOT-BTUs.
The world we live in is a confusing place, and the choices we make are often based on confusion. And in the high-tech, fast-paced world of computers, the number of alternatives is staggering. But now there is one clear choice that emerges from the rest. For your home, office, school, or corporation, there is a company here in northeastern Pennsylvania that manufactures, sells, and services computers for every need. TR Associates, the one clear choice for computers.
Well, you know, this is the 16th meeting between these two teams since 1950. However, they have never met in a playoff. And there you see the strategy being pursued. Jack Henzis, the coach of Dunmore, on the left. George Curry, the coach of Berwick, on the right.
And I got to tell you, we spent some time with both coaches this week, and both very gracious, both very anxious to have this game played this week.
33 seconds. The Bucks just about a yard inside Bulldog territory with a 1st and 10 as the first period is just about to run out. This is Tom Marquez. Silvestrini with the blocking. Marquez out of the pocket. Fires downfield. It is intercepted by Kelchner. Intended for Altman. Kelchner to the 35 and Kelchner to the 40-yard line. What a turn of events here in this game.
He had him. He was wide open, but the pass a little bit underthrown, and Kelchner came up to make the play.
Well, that's nothing new for Kelchner to make the big play. He's made the big play on several times this year, and he was actually beat on the play by Altman, but the pass a little bit underthrown. And there you see Kelchner coming right in with the good hands, even though he's a quarterback. But we have to remember, he was a wide receiver with his brother as quarterback last year, so he knows how to catch the pass.
And his brother's basking in Miami, ready for the big one tonight with Notre Dame. Jake Kelchner. And the quarter has elapsed. It's scoreless here before well over 10,000 fans at Crispin Field. A live presentation on WNEP. We'll be back in a moment.
There are two things that make a winning team: the best crew and quality parts you can rely on. At A&E Auto, we help you make your car the best it can be.
Delco batteries on sale. 40-month guarantee, only $39.95. Similar savings on 50 and 60-month batteries.
It's true we stock the most parts, but it's our service that makes the difference. At A&E Auto, you can count on our parts, and you can count on our people.
A&A Auto, the right parts at the right price right now.
The only store in northeastern Pennsylvania to represent the complete Burberry line, Friedman's Men's Store in Dunmore. Burberry's the finest rainwear, top coats, suits, sport coats, slacks, dress shirts, sportswear, scarves, and umbrellas made, and much more now available at Friedman's Men's Store in Dunmore. Friedman's and Burberry, where style becomes a tradition. At Friedman's, we think enough of you to provide free tailoring by Louis Samini on the premises. There's only one Friedman's in Dunmore on Drinker Street.
It's graduation day at the School of Hard Knocks, but they're only handing out one diploma. And it's got Ford's name on it. Because, once again, Ford F-150 is the #1 selling truck in America, while Chevy had to settle for second place. Maybe it was Ford's more powerful V8 engine, or the heavy-duty transmission. Or maybe it's because while Chevy's learning how to dance around the facts, Ford's busy building tougher trucks. I'll tell you, it sure pays to do your homework. Ford F-150, only at your local Ford dealer.
The Third National Bank and Trust Company, on the subject of money. Money. You work hard to earn it, so you want it in a bank where it'll be safe and where it will grow. At the Third National Bank, your money is in the right hands. In fact, the Third has been rated one of the safest banks in the country. And at the Third, we'll help you get where you want to go. The Third National Bank and Trust Company.
We are back live. No score. 1 quarter complete here in Berwick. #1 versus #2. Now watch. Marquez goes back. You're looking right in his eyes. There's the fake. A little pressure now. Meanwhile, Altman is wide open down the middle, but the ball is underthrown. Kelchner makes the great grab for the interception. That's the third turnover of the football game. Berwick takes over 1st and 10 on the 40. Jack Henses, the Dunmore coach, looking on, grateful and happy to have his team undefeated and here to play for this great championship.
All right, here's Berwick now, 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. This is Joe Kowalski trying to squirt through the left side, picks up a couple of yards. You know, guys, the odd part about it, Berwick has scored 69 points in the first period this year and none today.
I'm getting a sense of a little bit of the line play starting to change. It looks like Dunmore is becoming a little bit more confident now. Look at the great play there on that side of the ball. I think early in that first quarter that Berwick's line was controlling the game. In the next 2 series now, it looks like Dunmore is starting to feel its oats a little bit.
I think you might see Berwick go more to a perimeter type of running game also, and also maybe open it up with the tight end Budishek.
Whiteouts to the right, Kelchner to the right, sees a little gaping hole, but see how quickly it closes up by Pavlovsky.
See what I mean about going to the outside a little bit more, though? Try to roll off that line and maybe get him stuck in the middle.
Let me tell you something on this play. Joe Kelchner has not had that happen to him too many times this year. Usually when he gets that first line, breaks that initial line of scrimmage, he's on his way, and boom, from nowhere, Pavlovsky came in and made the play. Kelchner came up shaking his head a little bit.
I'll tell you what, though, Joey's no easy tackle at 6'2" and 185. Trying to do the same thing his brother did last year, take the undefeated Bulldogs to a AAA state championship. But Berwick has to win here today.
We're in the second period, a scoreless game so far. 3rd down and 7 for the Bulldogs. And the referee will call timeout. Is there too much time? Let's find out.
Looks like it's going to be that way.
Dead ball.
Delay of game.
Delay of game on the
Second
offense.
one in the game today for Bulldogs.
And that probably is because Dunmore is showing them some things they haven't seen. Because, again, that's a little unusual for a Berwick team. If anything, they're the ones throwing up those different defenses, confusing the offense.
This is really unlike a Berwick team to make this many mistakes. But the good thing so far is it really hasn't cost them anything as far as the scoreboard goes.
Curry, 272 wins, 82 losses, and 6 ties in 32 years. One of the state's best records. 3rd and 13, the ball at the 47-yard line. Kelchner with a single setback, pitches the ball. What a dangerous pitch to Woodishick. Well, that was tossing that around like a loaf of bread with white shirts coming right at you.
Okay, what they're calling that is not a fumble, but actually one of those shuffle passes and an incomplete pass. But not a fumble, not a run. And again, the Dunmore line is beginning to assert itself.
Here it is again.
Little shuffle pass. Now, this is something I have not seen Berwick do this year. That is for sure is a shuffle pass. No fumble.
Wow, almost
and
intercepted.
they'll punt. Almost intercepted. But the Dunmore line now beginning to establish itself.
So on 4th down, Kelchner will be punting for the 3rd time in the ball game. From about his 23-yard line, Rory Altman standing at his own 30. There's Altman. Average 19 yards on returns. High spiral kick. Fair catch by Altman at the 26-yard line, and that's where the Bucks will put it in play.
Well, Paul, so far nobody has cashed in on any of the turnovers. Basically, it's been a game of field position, and it's swung back and forth. Dunmore's had the good field position, and now they don't again.
It's a game with two great defenses controlling the football game. The linemen on both sides of the ball, the linebackers, are controlling the football game. They're not allowing the quarterbacks to set up. They're not allowing the quarterbacks to make any big plays. There has not been a major offensive play yet run from scrimmage.
1st and 10 for the Bucks. 10 minutes left to go in the 2nd period. Tom Marquez, the 6'3", 190-pound junior, has passed for 10 touchdowns this year. Pitches to Tom Golden in the tailback spot. A lot of daylight, and he's been hit on a fumble. And let's see who gets bottom of the pile. Oh. What more can a football game have than turnovers like we're seeing here today, but still nobody has cashed in?
Well, now they're even because each team has had 2 and each team has recovered the others.
First big play from scrimmage today for Dunmore as they break through the initial line. This is very close to 1st down yardage, and then the big hit right there. The ball goes scooting back. Berwick falls on it to recover. They've got a 1st down, and we look at the 4th turnover in this football game. 2 weeks now for both teams.
John Wharton with the big hit that caused the fumble right there.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Kelchner fakes one way, gives the other way to Kowalski, and he's quickly stacked up right at the 25-yard line. I heard somebody say the team that makes the least amount of mistakes is going to win this game. That's a true pattern now.
Well, so far it's 2-2, and one of the things you talk about sometimes in games where the defense gets off the field and gets a rest and not prepared for this. Well, in this game, the defenses and offenses are the same kids, so they're not going off the field looking for a rest. They expect to be out there on every down anyway, so they're just going to have to battle this one out.
Dietrich and Massage are in the ball game for Berwick. A pair of fresh running backs. Massage is flanked out to the right side. 2nd down and 8 from the 25-yard line. Kelchner spins around, wants to go to the air, cocks his arm. Now the run is on. Tries to get out of the pocket. The lefty, southpaw, shoots it into the corner. It is broken up there, right in the deep corner near the pylon. Tom Marquez, the free safety, all over the receiver.
I thought Kelchner might try to take this one around that left side. Again, the defense controlling the game. Great coverage. Now here comes Kelchner. He's back. He's looking right away, but there's nobody open, so now he's got to scramble. He starts to move out to the left side now, looking for his main receiver, Woodishick. I thought right here he might try to turn it, but now he throws it, and of course the coverage is great. The ball is underthrown, and he's lucky that was not intercepted.
3rd down and 8. Crowd on the edge of their seats. They haven't seen anything on the scoreboard yet with 8:43 left to go in the 2nd period. Kelchner again looking for receivers. Flips it out to Kowalski. Slips. He's up back on his feet. Flags are down, and Kowalski's inside the 25 to the 24-yard line with markers on the field.
Well, you saw who made that play, Timmy Ruddy.
Yep, absolutely. Maybe an illegal block of some kind on that play.
That's personal foul, clipping, here.
Yep. Let's see if we can find the penalty on this shot here.
Right there, Timmy Ruddy, who actually turns this play inside. Ruddy broke that play down, so if he wasn't clipped, he was still going to make the tackle anyway. But Timmy Ruddy, who, by the way, is being recruited by every major college in the country, who has 1,400 on his college boards and will go to college anywhere he sees fit when the season's over.
And you can bet the scouts are here today looking at everybody, not just Timmy, but a lot of Berwick and Dunmore kids both. And, you know, Joe, and Paul, the footing right now is playing a major factor in this. And, you know, I notice on the passing also, it seems like the ball might be a little slippery out there. It might have that little glaze on it from the weather, and that may be causing problems in the passing.
All right, third and a long mile, 28 yards to go. The ball inside the 45-yard line. Brian Anderson wide to the left side, and on the gift to Woodishick. Woodishick almost tackled in his own backfield, but then worked for a couple of yards.
That was Colo, I think, that made that play. Number 85, Sean Colo.
Well, you're seeing two great defenses.
Wow.
Sean Colo, the defensive end, crashed through on the left side. I'm not sure he knew the play was coming that way, but his job is to penetrate a few yards. He did that. Woodishick was right there, and that broke down the play, and Berwick is punting again.
Al Ketchner punting for the fourth time here early in the first half. Rory Altman again, single safety deep to receive. He'll be punting from about the mid-stripe. There's Altman. And the punt is away. It's a high kick. Again, the call for the fair catch. He lets it roll, and it's going to roll inside the 10, to the 5, to the 4, and to the 3. So the ball will be on the 3-yard line. Dunmore's ball. There's no score from Crispin Field. We'll return to the game of the decade after this.
There are two things that make a winning team: the best crew and quality parts you can rely on. At A&E Auto, we help you make your car the best it can be.
Delco batteries on sale. 40-month guarantee, only $39.95. Similar savings on 50 and 60-month batteries.
It's true we stock the most parts, but it's our service that makes the difference. At A&E Auto, you can count on our parts, and you can count on our people.
A&A Auto, the right parts at the right price right now.
The only store in northeastern Pennsylvania to represent the complete Burberry line, Friedman's Men's Store in Dunmore. Burberry's the finest rainwear, top coats, suits, sport coats, slacks, dress shirts, sportswear, scarves, and umbrellas made, and much more now available at Friedman's Men's Store in Dunmore. Friedman's in Burberry, where style becomes a tradition. At Friedman's, we think enough of you to provide free tailoring by Louis Samini on the premises. There's only one Friedman's in Dunmore on Drinker Street.
Welcome back. 7:21 to go in the first half. There's no score on the ball game between Dunmore and Berwick. Dunmore starts on their own 3-yard line. Not a nice place to be, as you see down there in Bulldog country, Joe.
This is a very critical part of the football game as far as I'm concerned. 4-yard line for Dunmore. You can see the game is being dominated by defense. Dunmore has to be very careful down here, and Berwick knows if they can get a chance to stop them here, they've got a chance to be a great field position as time is running out in this second quarter.
All right, Dunmore with their backs to the goal line. The ends are Garvey and Colo, the tackles Pavlowski and Ruddy, Ballman and Hopkins the guard, T.J. Jimmy the center, Marquez the quarterback, Silvestrini and DePietro and Altman are the backfield members.
I think you might see Marquez just hang on to the ball here and just try to go up the middle to get a little daylight.
7 minutes and 8 seconds. Inside the 5-yard line, Marquez gingerly sweeps around, hands off the ball. They carry it up to the 5-yard line. Now let's go down to our sideline reporter, Pat Poro.
Well, Paul, Tim, Joe, this is a great crowd here. Over 10,000 people to see this game. It's standing room only. You can't get a space near the game, near the field. Perfect weather conditions. It's about 45 degrees, a little bit overcast. Sun peeks out now and then, but just a perfect day for a great football game. Perfect day for the game of the decade. Back to you guys up in the booth.
All right, they pick up 2 yards on the play. They spot it at the 5-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
And by the way, that is the wettest part of the football field where Dunmore has the ball right now.
Bucks digging in their cleats, trying to get the footing now, and they shift to the right side. Marquez with Silvestrini in the backfield. The pitch is to DePietro, and DePietro is hammered down near the goal line.
They'll give him forward progress, maybe to the 2 or the 3, but again.
Tom Robshock making the play there. Watch the pursuit. Robshock smells this one the whole way. Number 75, you'll see him make the play there. There he is.
And again, Dunmore very cautious down there. I have the feeling that both of these coaches realize that one score, maybe 2, wins this football game.
Big
so
dude.
They've got to be real careful down by the goal line. Third down and 10, Paul. Not a place to be right now with the end zone on your back.
Critical right there, because if you don't get any yardage, then Silvestrini backs up to the outside line, almost into the crowd. He'll have to punt out of there.
Maybe a quick kick here.
And the referee calls timeout.
Delay.
Delay the game on the offense.
I think that's the most time I've seen delay of game in one game in a long time.
Both of these teams run great defensive schemes, and they got a lot of them. And if they throw something out there the quarterback's not familiar with, or in fact, if they throw something up there against the play that the coach has sent in, then the quarterback gets confused.
Jack Henses, Paul Maranka, his assistant, just off the screen there. Jack trying to figure out exactly how he can get out of this hole.
All right, the toughest situation the Bucks have been in so far this afternoon. They're at their own 1-yard line. The pitch in the backfield to Golden. He's out to the 5. Golden to the 10. Golden to the 15, the 20. And Golden gets away from that tackler to the 30, to the 35. Golden may be on his way. One guy on him, and Golden down at the 45-yard line.
It's coming back. We got a clip on the 5-yard line. It's coming back.
Or maybe a hold. Did you see the clip, Joe?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yep.
No question about it. Jason Slusher hit from behind. Now watch 84, Slusher coming over to make the play right over here. There's the clip right out there. Woodishik, I believe, was clipped. That's going to bring it all the way back. Great move there. What an effort by Golden. And it's going to come all the way back.
I can't believe the run he made on the field in the condition it is. There it is, right there. You can't block that way, and that's Marquez. No, who is that? Number 14?
Todd Hartshorn.
Todd Hartshorn.
So the big storybook run by Tommy Golden goes for naught, and they'll go all the way back inside the 5 to the 3-yard line, where again it'll be 3rd and 12. Everybody.
Doesn't really matter down here, right, Paul? Half the distance to the goal, so the yardage penalty doesn't mean that much, but it's the play being called back that's the real killer.
And I was, you know, actually when you think about it, they pitched that ball back in the end zone on that play.
All right, Marquez this time sends it to Silvestrini. Silvestrini wanted to do the same thing around the other side, but is hemmed in at about the 12-yard line.
He's just about a yard short. Dunmore's going to have to punt.
That's probably the biggest run up the middle we've seen all day today.
Well, if you think about what's happened, Dunmore's 2 biggest plays, last possession, they gained 10, fumbled. This one, they had the big run back, but there's a clip. So mistakes and penalties have cost both teams dearly with 4 minutes left here. No score in the first half.
Kind of amazing, too, since both these teams are so well disciplined.
All right, there is Silvestrini, and there's Kelchner and Kowalski awaiting the punt. Here's Silvestrini's kick. It's a wobbly kick, bounces at the 34 and out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So, with 4 minutes and 5 seconds left to go, there is no score. We'll be back with more in a moment.
In 1853, Levi Strauss created the original blue jeans. Levi's, made in America, by Americans, for Americans. You can get Levi's legendary 501 blues anywhere in America, but in Northeast Pennsylvania, the best place is at Kiefer's Jeans and More, where jeans is our middle name, and that's spelled L-E-V-I-S. Quality never goes out of style. Kiefer's Jeans and More, Kingston, Wilkes-Barre, Berwick, Bartonsville.
Mrs. T's Pierogies presents the great side dish trade-in.
I had him mashed, I had him hashed. Boring potatoes should be stashed. Try Mrs. T's Pierogies. Stuff the stuffing. Mrs. T's Pierogies are perfect.
Rice is nice, but I need some spice. I'm fed up with French fries.
Mrs. T's Pierogies have good taste.
America's next great side dish is hiding in your grocer's freezer.
No more noodles.
Well, the Dunmore defense has to answer the call once again as we see the Berwick cheerleaders and the mascot there cheering their team on. And still, with the way these defenses are playing, I'm not so sure the 29-yard line's great field position, Joe.
Well, there's no score in the game. First quarter, it seemed like Berwick's line controlled the game. Now it seems like Dunmore's line has come back into the game. And it's coming right down to defensive line versus offensive line. The defenses are dominating.
And if you're thinking this game is going to stay this way right through the end, we will go into overtime. We've got to declare a winner here today. First and 10 at the 30-yard line. Kelchner puts Woodishick in motion. Mosic in the wing-back spot, and Kelchner back to pass. A flood of receivers downfield. He throws low. It bounces off the ground to Mosic.
He was open, but the pass was a little bit underthrown. And I think one of the things you'll notice about Kelchner is he's very good on the shorter passes. If he has not had a lot of success throwing downfield this year, but then again, Berwick doesn't throw downfield that much. The receiver slipped, the ball a little bit underthrown, but he was open in the middle, as you can see, wide open.
And he gave it the good college try with showing the referee the ball like, hey, I caught it, but no soap on that one. 5'10", 155-pound junior Matt Mosic. Good receiver.
You know, these are December conditions, November conditions. The fields are cold, they're muddy, and slippery.
Second and 10, just inside the 30-yard line. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the half. No score. Again, Woodishick in motion. Kelchner rolls right. Kelchner, and the receiver was hit. The receiver was decked by Dave Silvestrini. Unintentionally, to me, it looked like.
That's an automatic first down also.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Woodishick was, was open.
Pass interference on the defense.
Now watch this. It looks like Silvestrini almost trips and just falls on him, but no matter how you look at it, that's pass interference. Yeah, he's on him here.
Yeah. He's up his
Takes
back.
his legs down, he's down. Big play for Berwick.
So they'll take it to the 15-yard line where Berwick has been playing inside Dunmore territory most of the second period.
I think
sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, what's happening is it looks like Berwick has decided they're not going to have a lot of success running the ball. They've been throwing last couple of possessions.
3:30 left to go. First and 10 at the 15-yard line. Kelchner again puts Woodishick in motion to the right side. Kelchner this time will keep, but he gets nowhere, just inside the chalk line at the 15.
They tried the quick count there too, Joe, and that did not work at all.
See, what's different in this game for Berwick is even when they got behind this year, and they were behind 3 times, they still were able to come back out, establish their run, and move down the field with their run. But in this game, they are not able to establish their run because the Dunmore defensive line, the Dunmore defense, is controlling the line of scrimmage right now, making big plays. So Berwick is doing something they don't normally have to do. They have to throw the ball. They're much better when they don't have to throw.
Second and 9. The ball just inside the 15-yard line. Woodishick in motion to the right again. Kelchner floating to the right, looking for Woodishick. He throws deep to Woodishick. Intercepted by Marquez in the end zone. We've had fumbles, we've had interceptions, we've had everything in this ball game. And Marquez will give the ball back to Dunmore.
And an interception now for each quarterback today.
Now, I'd like to see if he comes out of the end zone here. See if he comes out. That would be a safety. That's a safety feed if he comes out.
No, he's on the line, so I guess that's why they didn't call it.
Nice call, great call. Nice look by the ref. If he had that 1 foot come out and he goes back in, then that's a safety, and that would have been 2 points for Berwick. But as it turns out, it's a touchback, and Dunmore takes over first and 10 on their own 20-yard line. This has been a game of turnovers, and what a great catch down there by the official, because 2 points in this game could be all the points.
Well, the name of the game here is you give me the ball and I'll give it back to you, and that's the way it's been for almost the first half. 2:40 left to go. Dunmore on the attack now. Marquez pitches back to Golden, the man who had the big run, but this time he's hemmed in, and he'll be waylaid in his own backfield.
That play hasn't worked yet this afternoon, and they're probably going to have to try something a little different. I still think that Dunmore and Berwick might be very happy to get in. Now watch this. If he steps out and then goes back in, it's a safety. Now watch that second foot. It's on the line. That means he's still in the end zone, and that's a great call. Remember, if he had come out, stepped over, and then goes back, that's a safety, but not to be.
Double receivers to the right side, second down and 15. To the hole. To the 20, the 25. And down at the 25-yard line.
Tommy Gallagher.
Gallagher, the runner.
Another fumble.
Another fumble.
How many's that, guys?
That's 2 fumbles for Dunmore now, and both have been recovered by Berwick.
Okay, they've got 1:50 left. Now, this happened late. Watch the left side. Again, every time this play has worked, Berwick has come in and turned it over into a turnover. And there it goes. And it's lying on the ground.
And John Wharton again ripped the ball out of Golden's hands and caused the fumble.
At the 27-yard line, the Dogs in business once again with 1:50 to go. First and 10, Kelchner swing pass to Woodishick. Woodishick makes the reception at the 19-yard line.
That's the first time they've been able to get to him today, and he is their big offensive threat. Again, this kid being recruited by most of the big colleges. I've seen him down at Penn State. Great-looking tight end.
Their leading receiver, Joe, with 25 catches this year and over 300 yards, so he's the guy, as you say.
All right, the clock's the big factor now. 1:23 and counting down. It's second down, 3 to go. Fake to one and back to the other, and he's in his own backfield.
Oh, McAllister, what a big hit.
The left linebacker.
Let me tell you something. This is one of the toughest football games I've ever seen. Watch McAllister, 24, that inside linebacker.
Boom.
Not even touched, and boom. There's 1:12 left. Berwick looking at a 3rd down and 3. You know they will go for it twice, so they've got 2 chances here. And I'm telling you, the way the defenses are playing, the conditions of the field where it's a little slippery, one score could be the key in this game.
By the way, during this timeout, you'll notice that you'll see Coach Curry go out to talk to his team. Jack Hensel will stay on the sidelines. We'll be back to continue this war right after we take this break.
Hey, Bob, where's the camera?
We're not on camera, John. We want to show the people a Bear Ford dealership.
You mean all the new cars and trucks we have in stock?
Yeah, just take a look at our expanded lower lot.
What about our used cars?
We're showing them right now.
What about my new tie?
Forget that. Just take a look at all that Bear Ford has to offer. It's not a Taj Mahal dealership. That's why we can offer the lowest price on all new and used cars and trucks.
You mean I got a haircut for nothing?
It looks like you got it for nothing.
Drive a little, save a lot. Bear Ford, Huntington Mills.
The Third National Bank and Trust Company on the subject of money. Money. You work hard to earn it, so you want it in a bank where it'll be safe and where it will grow. At the Third National Bank, your money is in the right hands. In fact, the Third has been rated one of the safest banks in the country. And at the Third, we'll help you get where you want to go. The Third National Bank and Trust Company.
Today's Eastern Conference Championship game is brought to you in part by Friedman's Men's Clothing, where style becomes a tradition. A&A Auto Parts Stores, the right parts at the right price, right now. Mrs. T's Pierogies, good taste. And by the Third National Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC.
All right, we're back live. Kelchner just tried a look-in pass to Marty Forrest, the flanker back, incomplete, and it'll bring up a 4th down, still 3 to go.
As you can see, short pass, incomplete, now brings up 4th down. Coach Curry back out on the field, and the question is, will Berwick try a field goal from this distance? Because 3 points is a lot of points in a game like this.
Well, they scored a lot of points this year, but they have not scored any via the field goal. Kelchner, if it does transpire, will do the kicking. He kicked 27 extra points, but no field goal.
It would be about a 36-yard attempt, and that would be a pretty long field goal. I think Berwick is going to try to go for the 1st down here. If they don't convert, you still got Dunmore deep in their territory with no time left on the clock.
What do you think, guys? Many people expect this type of ball game here today?
Well, we did, of course, and we knew it was going to be really tough. And what we talked about all week and also before the game today was the fact that it was going to be a war in the trenches, to use a cliche, but that's exactly what it is. It has really been tough, down low and down dirty.
And I think the coaches expected this kind of a game because both of them have seen each other enough times to know the kind of kids they have and that the defense would dominate. So it looks to me like they're going to go for the 4th down.
And I think it's going to come down to conditioning. If the score stays this way late in the second half, it's going to come down to which team's conditioned better to take the lumps.
All right, no field goal attempt, 4th down, and they need 3. Kowalski in motion to the right side. Kelchner wants the pass, looks for Woodishik, finds him, but does he have enough? Very close, guys.
I think he's got it.
Watch the mark. According to that mark, he's short, but we're across this side of the field.
Yeah.
Now they gave it to him.
1st down.
Nice play by Woodishik to get to that 1st down marker and in time enough for Kelchner to get it to him quickly because he was being pursued.
That's a great play. And this play almost breaks down. Take a look at Silvestrini coming in there to almost break the play up right there. And Woodishik, you darn well know he knew where the 1st down marker was.
Clock is running, by the way.
50 seconds.
The ball at the 15-yard line. 48 seconds left to go and counting down. Woodishik in motion to the right. Kelchner rolling to the right. Looking for Woodishik. And down he goes as he's hammered there. Met by...
That's Rory Altman, number 33, I do believe, that made that tackle.
Berwick calls the timeout. This is so critical right now with a defensive game like this. If Berwick can get 7 points off and go into the locker room at halftime, that is a great emotional victory. If, on the other hand, Dunmore can hold them, I think that's an emotional victory for them.
You know, that's an interesting play there that Altman came up and made that tackle. He is the strong safety, so obviously he was gambling a bit, figuring that maybe he was going to stay honest on Kelchner and watch him.
All right, there's a break in the action. 30 seconds left, and we'll be back with more action when we return.
The world we live in is a confusing place, and the choices we make are often based on confusion. And in the high-tech, fast-paced world of computers, the number of alternatives is staggering. But now there is one clear choice that emerges from the rest. For your home, office, school, or corporation, there is a company here in northeastern Pennsylvania that manufactures, sells, and services computers for every need. TR Associates.
The driving force behind efficient business, providing uniforms and linen supply service to all of northeastern Pennsylvania. A hometown company who still regards the needs of its customers as a top priority.
Going places that I've never been.
We went to Knobel's amusement park to ask kids what they think about Mrs. T's pierogies.
Good taste. If they like potatoes, they'll like them.
They're excellent. You should try them. They're the best tasting pierogies I ever had.
Mrs. T's pierogies are nutritious, but what's the best thing about Mrs. T's?
Mrs. T's pierogies taste good.
Mrs. T's pierogies are great as a side dish or snack, but what's the best thing about Mrs. T's pierogies?
Good taste.
Today I'm going to talk to you about heavy metal, the kind that goes into the body of a Ford truck. First, they take the best galvanized sheet metal and they bend it. Because when you bend sheet metal, it becomes less flexible, more rigid. So this Ford F-150 not only looks tough, it is tough. As for Chevy, well, they've got a different idea when it comes to body design. You be the judge. If you're like me, you'll go with the best-selling truck in America, Ford F-150. Only at your local Ford dealer.
37 seconds left to go in the half. The game is scoreless. It's 2nd and 12. The ball at the 18-yard line. 0-0 is Joe Kelchner now. Will try to utilize the rest of the time and try to get 6 on the scoreboard. Set back into the pocket. Throws to Woodishik. And Woodishik down inside the 8.
What a big-time play by McAllister. That saves a touchdown.
Clock is moving in a quick huddle now. Kelchner goes to the sidelines. He wanted to stop the clock and completed his mission with 20 seconds left to go.
Okay, this is the previous play, and that is a great time. That play usually goes for a touchdown. What a great defensive play by Dunmore to stop that one from going all the way in. Woodishik, tough kid to tackle, one-on-one. That's 10 yards from the goal line.
All right, another decision. Kick a field goal here. Or go for the first down yardage with 20 seconds left.
Well, the ball is at the 9-yard line. Let's see what they're going to do.
There we go, field goal time.
Kelchner.
Watch the fake, but I'll tell you, 3 points would look awful big.
It'll be a 26-yarder if it's good.
It is up. It is off to the left side. No good. And Kelchner, first try of a field goal with 15 seconds. And the game scoreboard still shows Berwick nothing and Dunmore nothing.
This is unbelievable.
15 seconds left, and I would be very surprised if Dunmore didn't. Look at, there it is now. Again, they don't do this too often. It looks like he might have even slipped a little bit. He certainly did not get a good, clean shot at it.
Yeah, in all defense of Joey down there, it is really tough footing on that field, especially, as you said before, Joe, in that portion of the field.
Now, Dunmore has the ball on the 20, 15 seconds left. I would be very surprised if they try anything. They'll sit here, go into the locker room, all tied at 0-0. Neither team has seen that this year.
This should be the last play they have.
All right, Marquez now. He wants to pass. They're going to gamble. He throws long for Rory Altman, almost a one-hand stab.
He's their big play man. He did it last week against Mount Carmel. Altman does have very good hands. He's not the biggest guy on earth, but once he does get open, he's very, very hard to catch. He's very quick.
I think Dunmore may have been thinking that maybe Berwick was feeling like we were, that they would maybe sit on the ball and play it a little tight, but they didn't really catch him sleeping on that one.
However,
so
Altman was open. If the ball was down a little bit more, he would have had that ball and been out of bounds.
There's Hens's 173 wins, 73 losses, 23 years of coaching.
Now they'll sit on it. They're lined up to sit.
Yeah, the clock counted down now with 8-7 and down to nothing. They'll head to the locker room.
Wow.
We've got a scoreless ball game here at Crispin Field before well over 10,000 fans.
A game of turnovers, a game of bad field position, a game where the defense has controlled.
This is the way it's supposed to be when it's number 1 against number 2. Nice and close. We'll be back with more halftime activities with no score in the ball game between Dunmore and Berwick.
We started out as a little old bank, but as your needs got bigger, so did we. And we're still growing. And we want you to know that today, we can serve every single financial need that you and your family have. But we also want you to know this. We'll never get so big that you can't get close to us.
The First National Bank of Berwick, a community bank where customer service is the top priority for all your financial services.
Hey, Bob, where's the camera?
We're not on camera, John. We want to show the people a Bear Ford dealership.
You mean all the new cars and trucks we have in stock?
Yeah, just take a look at our expanded lower lot.
What about our used cars?
We're showing them right now.
What about my new tie?
Forget that. Just take a look at all that Bear Ford has to offer. It's not a Taj Mahal dealership. That's why we can offer the lowest price on all new and used cars and trucks.
You mean I got a haircut for nothing?
It looks like you got it for nothing.
Drive a little, save a lot. Bear Ford, Huntington Mills.
The only store in northeastern Pennsylvania to represent the complete Burberry line, Friedman's Men's Store in Dunmore. Burberry's the finest rainwear, top coats, suits, sport coats, slacks, dress shirts, sportswear, scarves, and umbrellas made, and much more now available at Friedman's Men's Store in Dunmore. Friedman's and Burberry, where style becomes a tradition. At Friedman's, we think enough of you to provide free tailoring by Louis Samini on the premises. There's only one Friedman's in Dunmore on Drinker Street.
Bruning Paints. Color your world with quality. No matter where you live or what kind of home you live in, bring out the best. Bruning for beauty that remains to be seen from the moment it's applied and for years after. Color every corner of your world and every kind of surface with a name known for quality for over 60 years. Bruning Paints. Our best is on sale now, so you can color your world and save.
Check out great fall prices on our complete line of floor and wall coverings at National Paint and Supply Company, Wyoming.
Well, the Dunmore Band will be entertaining at halftime in a moment. We'll check in with Pat Porro with the band leader. But, guys, at the outset, we said the battle plans were laid. Let's begin the war. But now, they're in the locker room. Will the battle plans change for the second half by either of these two coaches?
Well, first of all, I don't believe either team believes they're going to be able to control the ball, run down the field on the other team. That's become obvious. Dunmore, I think, has 6 yards, maybe total offense in the first half. Berwick had early yards in the first quarter, hasn't done much since. The game is not going to be won with anybody driving the ball down the other team's throat. It's going to be turnovers. It's going to be the mistake. It's going to be the team that capitalizes on the other team's mistake. I think that's obvious.
28 yards Berwick has on offense, so they're 22 yards to the better, but it didn't do anything as far as the scoreboard goes, so we are scoreless. And this has just been one unbelievable game down front. The only thing I might have seen, Joe, that Dunmore was doing to confuse, actually both teams, to tell you the truth, to confuse both quarterbacks a little bit, is the stunting. It seems like the quarterback would get a bad read, not understand what was going on, and that's why we had those, what do we had, like 4 delay of game penalties in this? And I think that's really confused the quarterbacks.
When you look at the numbers, Berwick has scored 152 points in the first half this year. Nothing today. Does that kind of speak of the teams in our area a little bit more superior?
Well, I don't really know, Paul, exactly what you mean by that question, because, you know,
the teams in the Big 11.
Oh, you're talking about the Big 11. Well, I don't know. I think Dunmore, for the most part this year, has been, you know, far superior to most of the teams in the Big 11, just as Berwick has been far superior to the teams they've played. So basically, I think we're just seeing the 2 best football teams in our area banging heads. We've still got a second half to go, but right now, we've got Pat Foro down on the sideline. Pat?
Hi, Joe. What an exciting game so far, even though there's no score at halftime. A little bit of background on both schools you may want to know about. So we'll take a look at the history of the winning tradition of the Dunmore Bucks. People across the country have heard of the Berwick Bulldogs, but there's another team from northeastern and central Pennsylvania that makes a stir on the gridiron as well, the Dunmore Bucks. Out of the Big 11, the Eastern Conference Northern Division Class 1 champion Bucks have as much of a winning tradition as the Bulldogs, minus a state title under their belt, that is. The Bucks have won the Eastern Conference Class 1 championship once before, back in 1985, when they beat West Scranton behind the leadership of the Ruddy Boys. Dunmore is one of the dominating teams in the Big 11 with 5 league championships. Dunmore comes into today's championship game with a perfect 1989 record. They've won 11 straight. The only common opponent they have with Berwick this season is Wyoming area. Dunmore defeated the Warriors 42-16. Berwick shut them out 34-0. What helps make the Dunmore Bucks so successful is the family atmosphere on the squad. From generation to generation, fathers, sons, and brothers have played on the team. Out of the 34 players on this year's squad, 8 had brothers who played on a championship Dunmore team of the past. Tim Ruddy's brother Tom played on the 85 team. So did Tom Marquese's brother Jim. Tom Hopkins, Roy Altman, and Sean Colo also all had brothers who played on the 85 squad. And Ernie Gatto's brother Carmen not only played for Dunmore back in 1978, but is now one of the assistant coaches who helps keep the traditions of the winning Bucks of the past alive today. Dunmore has already clinched a spot in the PIAA state playoffs, win or lose today. But a win over the seemingly unbeatable Bulldogs would give them the chance to obtain something they and their brothers, fathers, and cousins have never had before: the Pennsylvania State High School Football Championship. Story of the Dunmore Bucks and their football team over the past years. But what about the Berwick Bulldogs? Now, most people know they've had 27 straight wins, but there's a lot of things about their winning history you may not know. So let's take a look at the Berwick Bulldogs. November 1988. The Berwick Bulldogs face Aliquippa in the PIAA Class AAA Championships. Berwick shuts out the Quips 13-0. Berwick came back in 1989, defeating every team they faced, won by 47 points. The Dogs outscored their opponents 400-47 during regular season play. With playoffs, the Dogs are now 12-0. Now they face the also undefeated Dunmore Bucks in one of the biggest games in their history. Berwick is attempting to be the first team since the Mount Carmel squad of 1972-73 to win back-to-back Eastern Conference Class 1 crowns. Today's game is Berwick's 9th appearance in Eastern Conference Class 1 playoffs for a total of 12 games. Their record is an impressive 9-3. The Bulldogs have a winning tradition that is legendary in high school football circles across the country. The Dogs are so well known, in fact, that they are ranked 4th among the USA Today's top 25 high school football teams. They've been in that national newspaper's poll all season long. George Curry has been Berwick's head coach since 1970, bringing with him a style of coaching that has given Berwick most of their titles. They've won 4 of their 5 Eastern Conference titles under his leadership, as well as that impressive state title last year. But his coaching successes haven't left his players once they leave Crispin Field. Last year's starting quarterback Jake Kelchner is now at Notre Dame and hopes to be starting there next year. Kelchner's younger brother Joe has made a name for himself as the starting quarterback of the Bulldogs this year and is now looking for a state title of his own to bring home to his family. Berwick could go where no Eastern Conference team has gone in 16 years, taking their 2nd Class 1 Eastern Conference title and continuing their season, possibly to another state title. Then the season would end, as it has so many times for the Berwick Bulldogs, on a winning note. A little idea of the history of both teams involved in this Eastern Conference Class 1 championship game today. A game at halftime that is scoreless, game tied at 0, so they've got a lot of work to do in the second half. Standing room only crowd here, over 10,000 people in Crispin Field, and we're going to go back up to the booth to Joe, Tim, and Paul Olis for a bit of a recap and a preview of the second half to come.
You would think maybe that teams that are 11-0 and 12-0 would not know what it's like to be in the locker room in this position, but in fact that's not true. Berwick this year had a tough game with Coughlin, a 1-point game, had to come from behind to win that one. And also this year, Dunmore in a tough game with Scranton Prep, also tied at halftime. So these two teams, while not often, know what it's like to have to come out and suck it up in the second half and play football.
Yeah, I guess last week Dunmore got tested also by Mount Carmel. The Red Tornadoes stayed right with them with their quickness, and so Dunmore, I'm sure, is probably thinking about how they came out last week against Mount Carmel and used a couple of things to get themselves motivated.
And in their last 8 playoff games for the Eastern Conference here in this stadium, they've lost only twice. Once in '84 to Valley View and to Mechanic, 7-6 in '87. In their overall record in the Eastern Conference, 5 wins and a loss. Dunmore has won 1. You remember that one, the West Scranton game? Yep. And they've lost 3 others.
And the last time these two teams met was back in 1971 in a regular season game, which Berwick won 26-14. So this meeting's been a long time coming, but they've never, ever met in a playoff game before.
Let me ask you something. We know that the playoffs are still quite a ways away, for Berwick at least. Dunmore is sure to go there. Who will they be playing, Tim?
Well, it looks like Dunmore is going to be playing South Williamsport, and more than likely Berwick will be playing Elizabethtown. So we'll be back to talk more about what's coming up in the second half of this scoreless ball game. Stay with us, live and exclusively on WNEP.
Today's Eastern Conference Championship game is brought to you in part by your Quality Plus Ford dealers. When only the best will do, Quality Plus Ford dealers and you. National Paint and Supply Company, your wholesale and retail distributor for Bruning paint. Your local Pepsi-Cola bottler, Pepsi, a generation ahead. The First National Bank of Berwick. And by Kiefer's Jeans and More, your Levi headquarters.
This Christmas, Pepsi would like to help you celebrate the holidays with a chance of winning a present from Mario in the Pepsi Nintendo Holiday Game, where you could win one of thousands of terrific Nintendo prizes, like these action sets, game packs, and best of all, the sensational new Game Boy. So hurry up and play before it's all over. Look on specially marked cans and bottles of Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, or Mountain Dew for your chance to win.
In 1853, Levi Strauss created the original blue jeans. Levi's, made in America, by Americans, for Americans. You can get Levi's legendary 501 Blues anywhere in America. But in Northeast Pennsylvania, the best place is at Kiefer's Jeans and More, where jeans is our middle name, and that's spelled L-E-V-I-S. Quality never goes out of style. Kiefer's Jeans and More, Kingston, Wilkes-Barre, Berwick, Bartonsville.
There are two things that make a winning team: the best crew and quality parts you can rely on. At A&E Auto, we help you make your car the best it can be.
Delco batteries on sale. 40-month guarantee, only $39.95. Similar savings on 50 and 60-month batteries.
It's true we stock the most parts, but it's our service that makes the difference. At A&E Auto, you can count on our parts, and you can count on our people.
A&A Auto, the right parts at the right price right now.
Mr. Smith, the proposal. Better fax it.
In facsimile communications, one name stands out for a new level of performance and reliability. And now the highest image quality available. Canon knows that for every kind of business, it's not just how fast you get there, but how well you're received.
Smith's proposal looks great. Where is Smith?
Canon Fax, communicating quality.
GBM, where knowledge and service make the difference.
There it is, halftime in Berwick. No score. Dunmore and Berwick. It has been a game dominated by defense. We're just about ready to go. But first, down to the sideline, Pat Porro and the Berwick band director.
Right now, what would a football game be without a band? And without a band, there's no band. You got to have a band director. With me now is Berwick band director Ron Wasser. How many people are in the Berwick band?
Presently this year in the Berwick Band, we're marching about 102 members. That includes color guard, the drum line, and drum majors and everything. So that's the entire group.
How long have you been a band director here?
I've been in Berwick 3 years, and it's been a great 3 years. As you can see, not only an active football season, but we have enjoy a good concert season and competition season as well.
Also with us is band president Jody Powles. Jody, what is it like to have such fan support like you have here in Berwick?
I think it's really great. You can't even imagine the excitement and the spirit all these townspeople have. It's really great to be a part of it.
Well, that's the story from the band director and the band president's perspective. Now we're going to take a look at that Berwick marching band.
We'll be right back with the second half. No score. Dunmore and Berwick.
We started out as a little old bank, but as your needs got bigger, so did we. And we're still growing. And we want you to know that today, we can serve every single financial need that you and your family have. But we also want you to know this. We'll never get so big that you can't get close to us.
The First National Bank of Berwick, a community bank where customer service is the top priority for all your financial services.
Sometimes you can tell by the way it looks. Sometimes you can tell by the way it feels. Sometimes it comes to you in broad daylight. Sometimes you find it in the middle of the night. But you know when you got the right one. This is the right one. You know when you got the
If you use electric heat, this Alaska Stoker stove will save you up to $1,000 or more every year. This beautiful cast iron Stoker stove can heat your entire house and water, and you don't need to build a chimney. Plus, Alaska stoves are automatic. They burn up to 4 days at a time, and you never shake a grate. Alaska Stoker stoves. See one burning today. Call 1-800-HOT-BTUs for your nearest Alaska stove dealer. That's 1-800-HOT-BTUs.
Bruning Paints. Color your world with quality. No matter where you live or what kind of home you live in, bring out the best. Bruning for beauty that remains to be seen from the moment it's applied and for years after. Color every corner of your world and every kind of surface with a name known for quality for over 60 years. Bruning Paints. Our best is on sale now, so you can color your world and save.
Check out great fall prices on our complete line of floor and wall coverings at National Paint and Supply Company, Wyoming.
We're all set for the second half of this scoreless battle for the Eastern Conference Championship at Crispin Field. Weather conditions now a little bit overcast, 43 degrees. The winds southwest at 12 miles per hour. In the 40s, crowd enjoying it, and if you're home, we certainly hope you enjoy the second half. Tim Ruddy will get the kickoff here in the second half.
Wouldn't it be ironic if a special play did something to break this game open?
Here is Ruddy's kick, deep. Masic and Kowalski. Kowalski at the 8-yard line. A blocker in front of him. He's to the 10, to the 15. Kowalski to the 20, and bear hugged down at the 24-yard line by Sean Colo.
Well, right off the kickoff again, the kids tackling and making defensive plays, setting the standard for what we're going to see in the second half.
So what do you think, Joe? Do you think right away Berwick tries to reestablish the line of scrimmage and go with the run, or do they go with that little look into Woodishik that worked a couple of times at the end of the first half?
I think they don't believe they can win the line of scrimmage. It's probably going to be something fancy, some kind of pass play, short passing game, and maybe more Kelchner running.
4 receivers out there.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line. Let's see if the play changes have been made. It is just a quarterback keeper and sneaks out to the 29-yard line. 4 yards on the play for Joe Kelchner.
And that was Dave Silvestrini finishing off the play there for Dunmore, making sure that Kelchner doesn't break through and go for a touchdown, because that's what would have happened.
Well, you know what? A game like this especially, when nobody's scoring, the kids are even more cautious. You don't want to let a big play happen because it's going to be very difficult for any team to score twice in this game.
2nd and 3. The ball at the 29-yard line. Dunmore stacks up its defense with 8 men on the line. Kelchner set to work. Kelchner gives to the last man through. Kowalski finds a hole. 35. Kowalski dragged down by Tom Marquez over the 40 to the 44-yard line.
Just a nice little off-tackle play.
And their biggest run from scrimmage this game, no doubt about it.
Now watch the blocking on the right side.
Number 72, nice block.
Follows them right through the hole.
That's Brad Winter with a great block there to open that hole.
So the Bucks on the prowl. There's Little Joe, 5'10", 170 pounds for the junior. 1st and 10, the ball at the 44-yard line. 2 big plays for the Bulldogs, opening up the second half. This time they give again to Kowalski. And Kowalski crosses the 45 to the 47-yard line.
Pavlovsky and Ruddy right there. Those are the guys, Hopkins, Ruddy, Pavlovsky. It's almost impossible to run anything over the middle on those guys. That's why Berwick has been trying to go a little bit outside, off tackle, and outside, even around the ends.
There's Big Tim Ruddy. All Division I colleges, universities after this guy. Notre Dame, Penn State, Pitt, West Virginia, Syracuse. 2nd and 7 for the Dogs. On the move, this time Kowalski for the 4th straight time. And the little guy gambles and is over into Buck territory at the 48-yard line.
Same play, we just saw it.
Well, I guess the Bulldogs have decided they are going to try to control the line of scrimmage and show Dunmore what they're made of. And once again, look at them clear it out over there.
That time they made the block on Pavlovsky. It sets up a 3rd and 2.
So here in the third period, 9:52, and the Bulldogs in Dunmore territory at the 49-yard line. Kelchner has everybody split wide right, wide left. 3 receivers on the left side. Kelchner, another quarterback sneak, and Kelchner is over the 45 to the 43.
And enough for the first down.
very similar to the opening quarter of this game when Berwick came out, drove down the field, and then turned the ball over. But this drive is similar to that, at least in the early stages.
And it's the first time the Berwick crowd has really done much for quite a while, and they're happy that their Bulldogs are showing some signs of the undefeated team that started this game.
All right, the drive is in high gear now for the Dogs. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line, and the referee stops the play.
Procedure against Berwick.
Yeah, 72. Little movement there on the right-hand side of the line.
Okay, dead ball. Ball starts 72.
And that's rare that they give us the number in high school. Usually you don't point out the kid, but you see he was a little aggressive. Again, a lot of this off-tackle stuff, it looks like they're trying to work, trying to get outside of these big kids from Dunmore.
So it's 1st and 15 at the 48-yard line. Keltner now has Anderson in the backfield along with Kowalski. And Joe steps back into the pocket, looks for Woodishik. It is intercepted.
It sure is. It sure is.
Yes, it is.
Tommy Golden with the interception.
I'll tell you what.
Woodishik with the little curl in there.
See, they've gone to that play about 3 times in this game, and this time Golden saw it coming. He steps right inside. Now watch. Looking to your right side. Woodishek, just that little 5 yards across the middle. Golden knows it's coming, steps in front. You know, that's a gamble. He misses that. You know where Woodishek is.
He's
in the
gone.
end zone.
Excellent play by Tommy Golden. Here it is again, very quickly. Look at him step right in front of Woodishek. Nice play.
Dunmore with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. And Rory Altman gets the carry, but he hits a stone wall of big dogs led by Sean Carden, the transfer player from Vestal, New York.
And boy, they play some big-time football up in Vestal, New York, too, let me tell you.
Had no playing time up there. He was 19 years old, actually. Couldn't play up there, so they moved down here, and there he is.
250-pound senior. That is a big, tough kid.
Another year of eligibility in Pennsylvania, unlike New York. When you're 19, you cannot play. 2nd down and 9 for the Bucks in the I formation. Wing back to the left side, and it's to Rory Altman. Altman to the 45. Altman nearing mid-stride. Altman still on his feet. Altman to the 40, the 35, and knocked out of bounds, and Altman chips it into high gear.
And let me tell you guys, that's the first down for Dunmore in this football game. There it is. It comes early in the 3rd quarter, but Dunmore's 1st down.
What I tell you about Altman, once he gets open, he really flies.
Well, it starts off like it's going to be a little sweep to the left, and then they pitch it off this way, and Altman takes it around the right side. Great blocking.
Great misdirection play also. They really had the Berwick line going the other way.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Now it's the Bucks on the move with 7:44 left to go in the 3rd period. It's scoreless, and looks like the Bucks, or rather the Dogs, a little bit outside or drawn off.
They were drawn off. This, by the way, is Dunmore's
right
deepest penetration of the football game.
Ball start, offense.
Boy, each team realizes how big one score is going to be. We're already halfway through this 3rd quarter just about. There's no score. This, a key drive for Dunmore.
There's Rory Altman, 5'11", 180 pounds, and he can book once he gets that ball in his hand. Much like Kowalski on the other side for Berwick.
1st and 15 now at the 40-yard line, and Bill Vestrini is hammered down right at the line of scrimmage again by Sean Carden, the nose guard.
Well, they are playing tough up front of that line of scrimmage. Nobody's getting anything up the middle. Berwick has gotten a couple little things with that quarterback play, but other than that, nothing.
You know, and you have to hand it to Carden and the rest of the interior line for staying home on that play, despite the fact that Dunmore's last play was a big gainer to the outside.
Jackie Henson studying his charges right there, wondering what the next move will be. The ball is just a shade inside the 39-yard line. This is Marquez, slips a little bit, completes the pass, however, to Golden. Golden to the 35, tries to hug the chalk line, but is hemmed out of bounds somewhere near the 25-yard line. Or the 28-yard line. Watch it again.
Berwick missing a couple of tackles out here. This is a real quick little flare out. Now here's the play right here. He misses it. When Forrest misses it, he drives the ball to the outside, allows him to get a couple extra, but it still sets up a 3rd down.
And they need 3 yards. The ball at the 28-yard line.
Now, normally on a play such as this, 3rd and 3, they would go to their big gun, Silvestrini, the sophomore in the backfield. But I got a feeling the way this line play is going today, you might see a little sweep play with Golden coming around the other side.
Garvey wide to the right side as Marquez gets set to go. Gives to Silvestrini. He does not get the first down. He's down near the 25-yard line.
He's very close. He's probably about a foot, maybe. Let's see what he's about a yard away, and I think they'll go for it down
Absolutely.
there. 4th down and about a foot and a half.
Because they're not going to punt him any deeper, and they're not going to try a field goal, because I'm not so sure that Timmy Ruddy, in this kind of turf, is going to get off a good kick from what would be about 40 yards.
See, one thing they do not want to do is take a timeout to talk about it. They're going to save those for late in the game when they may really need them.
Excuse me, Paul, but you might see Dunmore try to pull Berwick's old trick of shifting and drawing the other team offside.
All right, will it be Marquez for the sneak or the carry by Silvestrini? And there is the penalty. Marker's down. And if it's against Dunmore, it's costly.
They tried it, but it wasn't going to work.
It's a dead ball foul. Ball start. Right. Still 4th down.
They're still going to go for it. They're still going to go for it. Now they'll try one of those little throws, I think, to maybe the halfback coming out of the backfield. But down here, you're looking at the 30-yard line. It sets up a 4th and 6 instead of a 4th and 1.
Don't think field goal would be a 47-yard attempt if they went for it. And now I believe the Bucks want a timeout to talk over this big critical game. All right, there's no score. 6:19 left to go. We'll be back with more playoff action.
Sometimes you can tell by the way it looks. Sometimes you can tell by the way it feels. Sometimes it comes to you in broad daylight. Sometimes you find it in the middle of the night. But you know when you got the right one. Johnny Depp. This is the right one. Johnny Depp. You know when you got the right.
Mrs. T's Pierogies presents the great side dish trade-in.
I had him mashed, I had him hashed. Boring potatoes should be stashed. Try Mrs. T's pierogies. Stuff the stuffing. Mrs. T's pierogies are perfect.
Rice is nice, but I need some spice. I'm fed up with French fries.
Mrs. T's pierogies have good taste.
America's next great side dish is hiding in your grocer's freezer.
No more noodles.
All right, here's the big important play. 4th down. They need 6 if they want to keep the drive alive in a scoreless Eastern Conference Championship game. In that Penn State game, the Lions leading Pitt 10-3 with 4 minutes to go in the half. Here it's scoreless. Marquez puts the man in motion to the left side. He's going to pass for the 6-yard. Looking. Finds a hole. Marquez, does he make it or doesn't he?
Did not get it.
Nope.
Everything was covered up for Berwick. Great job on the defense by Berwick, and that is like a turnover.
Watch this close right up here. Watch number 89 for Berwick. And number 80.
He's covered, as you can
see. That's Altman.
see.
Yeah, good coverage by Kelchner there on Altman. So it's Berwick's ball.
6 minutes to go. The ball at the 25-yard line. The Dogs now will get their second chance here in the 3rd period with Kelchner. The field general out there gives to Kowalski. He's run for most of the yardage here in the second half. And Kowalski is out across the 35 to the 37-yard line.
That's the same play they've been running right off right guard. Ruddy's being handled there quite nicely, by the way, and they push the other guys to the right, and there's the big gainer.
And again, let's give credit where credit is due. Number 72 for Berwick, Brad Winter with a great block there to open that up. That's about the 4th time he's done that in the second half.
664 yards rushing for Joe, 9 TDs and 60 points. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Kelchner has Kowalski, and the little guy gets another chance to carry, but this time he's met and hammered down.
I think that was Tommy Hopkins that made the stop. There's a flag down on the play.
Personal foul. That's a big one, 15 yards.
Against Dunmore. And a time of the game that you could not get careless.
That's a big, big penalty. Well, Dunmore made a great big play on defense.
They'll mark it at the 49-yard line, and the Bulldogs now, with 5 minutes and 17 seconds, in Buck territory with another 1st and 10, and out of the huddle they come.
Third
quarter, rather.
I'd strike quickly here.
Kelchner moves his men out of the backfield and sets Kowalski there all alone. 3 receivers right side. Kowalski gets the carry. Again, dives off the left side between Ropsock and Kachurka and gets a couple.
This is a one-score football game, guys. I don't think there's any question about it. Berwick has had most of the opportunities this afternoon. They have been down deep a couple of times near the end of the half. Couldn't put it in. A couple of turnovers by both teams. But right now, this is a one-score football game.
I thought that a couple of years ago in the semifinal between Tunkhannock and Berwick, when Tunkhannock scored first with about a minute to go in the game, and then Berwick ran a kickback on the ensuing kickoff for a touchdown. That was one of the most bizarre games I've ever seen. That was the last game, by the way, that Berwick lost. 7-6, I do believe, was the final score in that game. And we'll be back with a scoreless game here with just 4:27 left in the third. Dunmore, Berwick, 0-0.
We started out as a little old bank, but as your needs got bigger, so did we. And we're still growing. And we want you to know that today, we can serve every single financial need that you and your family have. But we also want you to know this. We'll never get so big that you can't get close to us.
The First National Bank of Berwick, a community bank where customer service is the top priority for all your financial services.
Bruning Paints. Color your world with quality. No matter where you live or what kind of home you live in, bring out the best. Bruning for beauty that remains to be seen from the moment it's applied and for years after. Color every corner of your world and every kind of surface with a name known for quality for over 60 years. Bruning Paints. Our best is on sale now, so you can color your world and save.
Check out great fall prices on our complete line of floor and wall coverings at National Paint and Supply Company, Wyoming.
Welcome back. Third quarter action. Dunmore, Berwick, Eastern Conference Class 1 Championship. No score. Just want to correct myself, by the way. Should Berwick win this game today, they would go on and play Manheim Township next week in the first round of the state AAA playoffs.
They shift out of the I formation. Double receivers to the left side. Garvey to the right side. Here is Kelchner going on a naked rollback. Oh, he's picked up in the air and slammed down a bear hug. Looked like a couple of wrestlers with a slammer right there.
Oh.
Watch the block by number 84 here. He just drives his man off the ball.
That's Bob Vosberg. And they come out of the huddle now with a third. They need just a yard to keep up the drive in the third period. 3:55 remaining, scoreless tie. Kelchner, quarterback sneak, wants the first down and appears to have it.
He's got the first. And Berwick, no question about it, has controlled the football game in the second half. They've driven down. One drive ended by an interception. This is their second drive. Started back on the 30. Now it's taken them into midway into Dunmore territory. They seem to have regained control of the line of scrimmage, especially on those little off-tackle and outside plays.
And maybe the Dunmore defense is starting to get a little weary right now.
Well, they only been with 23 kids or so.
It's not easy.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Take to the line. There is Kelchner, and he's ankle tackled in his own backfield.
Great play by Scott McAllister.
Well, that's a big play. You very seldom see Kelchner get caught in the backfield. Here comes McAllister now. He's got a shot him right around the ankles.
He goes for no gain. It'll be marked right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 at the 38-yard line. Berwick with everything on the line. 27-game winning streak. Eastern Conference Championship. Number 1 in the state. Number 4 in the nation. And a chance to go to the state playoffs, but they need the victory. They're trying to pick up their first score of the ball game here in the third quarter, and the handoff is again to Kowalski. Left to Room. He's to the 20. Kowalski off balance is down
that time, or he was gone.
Oh, what a call. What a great call by Berwick. Tommy Golden saves the touchdown by just getting him around the ankle. But look at this. Little draw play. We haven't seen this all day. Oh, my, great call. Now, let Golden just get him around the ankle. Right there, just to slow him down enough to touch the ground at the 15-yard line.
24-yard carry by Joe Kowalski. Wants to put the Bulldogs in business. They're barking at the door now with 2:24 remaining. Again, Kowalski. Another big hole. Spins, twists, and turns and down inside the 10.
They are really blowing the doors open now.
They are starting to really dominate the line of scrimmage. They're blocking for everybody now.
They're inside the 10, second down and 4 yards to go. With less than 2 minutes to go in the third period, nobody has been able to dent the goal line. But the Dogs are trying to do it right here. Kelchner spins around, gives to Kowalski again. He's the big guy. He's trying to fight his way in, but he's hemmed in just short of the goal line.
It'll be a first down. What a great drive by Berwick. Started back on the 30-yard line. He does not want to go down. I thought he's down here, then here. He's still up. Finally, he's denied at the 1-yard line.
13 carries for this little guy, and he's got 71 yards on the afternoon.
Brett Garvey keeping him out of the end zone there with that up-high tackle, or he could have possibly dove into the end zone.
All right, let's see if Kelchner gives it to his bread and butter runner once again on the first and goal to go. Kelchner with a long count, tries to sneak it in. He does. Touchdown, Berwick lead.
That was a classic drive. Great drive.
And how many times this year has Kelchner done that? Finished the drive with that little...
He's just going to go right over the middle there.
Top.
Wherever there's a place, he's in.
He's in.
Started back on the 30-yard line after on 4th down and 6. Dunmore went for it, did not convert. And the big personal foul also a factor in that drive.
Kelchner now will attempt the extra point. He's kicked 27 this year that were good. There's the snap. The ball is down. The kick is up. And it is no good.
Short.
So very big missed extra point by Kelchner, and Berwick leads 6-0.
You know what happened? Penetration by Dunmore. And he had to bring it up a little higher than he thought. It was short. It's 6-0 Berwick. We got a minute 18 to go in the third.
We went to Knobel's amusement park to ask kids what they think about Mrs. T's pierogies.
Good taste. If they like potatoes, they'll like them. They're excellent. You should try them. They're the best tasting pierogies I ever had.
Mrs. T's pierogies are nutritious, but what's the best thing about Mrs. T's?
Mrs. T's pierogies taste good.
Mrs. T's pierogies are great as a side dish or snack, but what's the best thing about Mrs. T's pierogies?
Good taste.
In 1853, Levi Strauss created the original blue jeans. Levi's, made in America, by Americans, for Americans. You can get Levi's legendary 501 blues anywhere in America, but in Northeast Pennsylvania, the best place is at Kiefer's Jeans and More, where jeans is our middle name, and that's spelled L-E-V-I-S. Quality never goes out of style. Kiefer's Jeans and More, Kingston, Wilkes-Barre, Berwick, Bartonsville.
Ready for the kickoff after the TD. That is John Bowman, number 74, ready to boot it away. Golden, along with DePietro are deep. Rory Altman, the... Kick. Long, high, down near the 5-yard line. And it's going to be Golden, or rather DePietro. Hits a stone wall and is banged down at the 24-yard line.
Berwick is looking for a fumble, but it's down right there. Folks, this is the football game as far as I'm concerned. Dunmore doesn't do anything with this one. It's all over.
Here's Kelchner again on the touchdown. At the door. Needs to get one. No problem with the offensive line just leading the way.
58 seconds remaining in the third period. Well over 10,000 fans here at Crispin Field for this classic battle of the decade, the game of the decade. 6-0 Berwick. The extra point miss looms big right now if Dunmore should score. Marquez hands to Golden. He had the big run earlier that was nullified and sprints out across the 30-yard line.
Well, this now is where poise comes into play. You're down at Berwick. You're down by a touchdown. You're playing the defending state champs. And this is where it's gut check time. This is where you find out about the character of a football team. Jack Henges has been here before, but for his kids, this is a new experience. And now is the time to find out these kids can do it.
Out of the huddle they come now with a big 2nd and 3. The ball at the 31-yard line. Garvey split wide to the left side. Marquez gives to the first man through. That should be Silvestrini, but he just crawled for a yard or so. Petro, the tailback. And did not make the first down.
There's also a penalty on the play. I do believe there's some kind of an illegal block on the play.
It's the end of the quarter. We're going to switch sides.
So it's the end of 3 periods of play here at Crispin Field. The score, Berwick 6, Dunmore nothing. And the fans are hooting and hollering.
It's going to set Berwick or Dunmore up with what looks to me like about a 3rd and 1.
There are 2 things that make a winning team: the best crew and quality parts you can rely on. At A&E Auto, we help you make your car the best it can be.
Delco batteries on sale. 40-month guarantee, only $39.95. Similar savings on 50 and 60-month batteries.
It's true we stock the most parts, but it's our service that makes the difference. At A&E Auto, you can count on our parts, and you can count on our people.
A&A Auto, the right parts at the right price right now.
We started out as a little old bank, but as your needs got bigger, so did we. And we're still growing. And we want you to know that today, we can serve every single financial need that you and your family have. But we also want you to know this: we'll never get so big that you can't get close to us.
The First National Bank of Berwick, a community bank where customer service is the top priority for all your financial services.
We're down to the final 12 minutes of this ball game, unless there's a tie, of course. Berwick leading Dunmore 6-0. Dunmore with a critical play here. 3rd and 1 at the 33-yard line. They need less than the yard, really, for a first down.
Well, I guess it's time to bring out the dice now and gamble. 3rd and 1 at the 33-yard line. Berwick fans are hooting and hollering. Dunmore fans standing across the way. Marquez has everybody in tight. The running backs are in the eye. Hesitation on the line. Let's see what the yellow flags are going to be all about.
It's a procedure. Dunmore really getting caught with some critical mistakes here. The big 15-yarder to help Berwick's drive, and now there you see the movement on the line.
And 3rd and 6 and 3rd and 1 is a whole different story at this stage of the game.
Change your mind now and punt?
No. Well, he'll punt if he doesn't make this for sure.
Ball at the 28-yard line. Marquez now. A big play coming up for the Bucks, trailing 6-0. We just opened the 4th and final period here at Crispin Field.
Everybody will be coming here.
Marquez with Silvestrini in the backfield. Looks the pass. A clothesline pass. It's complete to the 45-yard line.
Altman. Rory Altman, the big play guy every time.
What a great play. Marty Force hammered him. Let me tell you. Force hit him, and he still held on to the ball. What a big 3rd down play by Dunmore. And don't think that won't loosen up the secondary a little bit. Perfect pass, and look at the hit right there. He sticks him.
He split the defenders right there with a threaded needle. Here we go. Out of the huddle they come at the 45-yard line. Altman wide to the right side. It's 1st and 10. Marquez takes to the first guy through, gets to Golden around the end around, and Golden has his feet come out from under him.
That's not the place to try to make a cut, as we can see.
Well, you know, the Berwick defense, though, again, played that perfectly. Watch how they stand up their blockers. They never give the kid a chance to sweep because they're just standing up, waiting for him, waiting. He's got to cut inside finally. Great job by Berwick's defense stringing that out.
Especially the linebackers. Great pursuit of swinging to that side of the field.
Right there, he tries to make the cut. You see his foot goes out from underneath him, and it's been that way for all of the backs today.
But Dwayne Koch just kind of followed him right out there. Cutting off that lane. Golden trying to make the cut, just couldn't do it.
And Dunmore has used its second time out. They used too much time. They didn't know what play to call, and now they've used their second time out.
We'll have to remember that one late in the game to see if it makes a difference. Wanted to mention this before. You see Coach Curry of Berwick in the middle of his huddle down there on the field. You will not see Dunmore do that. For some reason, they prefer to just stick with the coaches on the sidelines, but Coach Curry, as long as I can remember, has always been going out to the huddle that way and feels more comfortable operating in that position.
And always in the camouflage jacket and the white slacks and the Wise potato chip hat.
The only thing about the camouflage jacket, though, is because everybody else is wearing blue and white, he's the easiest one to see out there.
Well, second down and 10 for Dunmore in what I think is probably their critical drive of the game. If they don't score here, they probably may not see the football again. And if they do, they may be 2 scores down, and it'll be too late.
There's where they fry the delicious French fries that we hope to have after the game. The wheels are turning, you know, guys, down across the field now with Coach Jack Henses, Paul Maranka, and the rest of the crew. Incidentally, all of his assistant coaches played at one time or another for Coach Jack Henses.
This is the time of the game where the kids are tired. Remember, we told you, most of these kids go both ways, especially for Dunmore. Berwick has a little bit more depth, but right now, George Curry isn't bringing in the second and third troops. There's no JV in there right now.
Deep thought by Jack Henses, the head coach, contemplating the next call. It is second down and 9 at the Buck 45-yard line. They trail 6-0. Back to pass. Marquez, look out. Hit high and hit hello by a couple of Bulldogs, and down he goes.
Jason Slusher made that play. He forced it outside.
And Marquez was looking for a face mask penalty on this play.
Now, critical third down and 18, and I don't know if Dunmore even has a play in there that'll work against this defense, especially with the penetration now of this Berwick defense.
Well, the Bulldogs seem to have shut down the offense of Dunmore. Third and 18 at the 34-yard line. Couple of receivers wide right as Marquez looks left. He looks, throws, complete to Silvestrini coming out of the backfield. The tough, gutsy guy pulls a couple of tacklers to the 41-yard line.
Did you see what happened on this play? He looked to the right short, the 2 of his backs coming out of the field, out of the backfield, and then Silvestrini had time to break over them. Watch it now. He's going to look to the right first. Then he finds his man open over the middle. What a big first down, and that's 2 huge first downs for Dunmore in this drive.
In the same area that Altman caught that pass not too long ago. They like that medium depth pass.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line. And there's another pass to Golden, but it bounces off the ground in front of him.
That was tipped at the line of scrimmage, I'll bet.
Marquez, if there's any advantage at quarterback, it's that Marquez this year has thrown the ball quite a bit more. He's thrown for almost 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. So a team that needs a big play now to keep a drive going, they're used to doing this by moving the ball down the field quickly.
There's Coach Curry, hammering at his player, tipping the hat, some kind of a signal, and here come the Bucks now. It is second and 10 from the 41-yard line. 9:25 here, the fourth period to go. Again, Silvestrini from the big fullback, who rushed for 674 yards and stopped dead in his tracks.
And you wonder how many times Dunmore can keep converting these third and long plays.
There are already 2 more than I figured on this drive, and now, again, They're looking at 3rd and 10. The only good thing about this is at least by moving down the field, if they don't get a score here, it's possible they could still pin Berwick deep and get a chance to come back later.
Maybe hope for a turnover of some kind. Or
by driving them back, at least by moving the ball down the field now, they've changed their odds a little bit of maybe getting a second shot at it.
All right, let's see if Mark Hayes decides to go to the air. He needs 10 yards on 3rd down at the 41-yard line. Mark Hayes deep in the pocket. Look, trying to run out of the pocket. Look, and the fire's going to be batted down. Incompleted pass.
Almost intercepted.
A lot of Bulldogs right there.
And Tom Robsock, number 75 for Berwick, watch him. He gets a handle on the ball here. He almost gets the interception. Watch it here. Hello. That would have been the ball game there.
Now it's a big 4th and 10 for Dunmore. They're at the 40. They're not thinking punt at all here. Or they are thinking punt. The strategy here now is to drive one deep down the field and pin Berwick deep with 8 minutes left in the game.
All right, Silvestrini will punt. There is nobody back there to receive.
Watch the fake.
4th and 10. Silvestrini truly will let it go into the air. Let's see where it bounces. Will it stay in bounds? Inside the 5 and into the end zone. It'll be brought out to the 20-yard line.
That was a fine punt. It just didn't die like they thought it would in that grass down there. So Berwick will take over at their own 20, and they answer the call on defense. 8:25 to go in the ball game. Berwick leading Dunmore 6-0.
Just a reminder, after this ball game, we'll be going to Michigan for the Ohio State-Michigan football game. We'll join it in progress, and that's a big one. Winner goes to the Rose Bowl.
Well, Berwick now has its destiny in its own hands. If it drives down the field, it wins the football game.
And I doubt if you'll see him throw the ball.
At the 20, again Kowalski. He's the guy that's got all the yardage for the Bulldogs. He twists out to the 27-yard line.
And this is not a play that we haven't seen. This is work all afternoon. We have a Dunmore player down right now. It's Pawlowski, Tom Pawlowski. He has played every play in this game. He plays both ways.
You got to hope it's just the wind.
Look at
knocked out of him.
Number 21 tailback. Carried 16 times, 77 yards.
There's number 70, Tom Pawlowski, the youngster they're working on right now down on the field. And hopefully Tom will be able to continue. He'll have to come out for at least one play, however.
Berwick came out, got 7 yards on its first possession, and they know now, with only 8 minutes left in the game, they don't even have to score another touchdown. All they have to do is control the football. Pawlowski's up, and he's not even going off the field, although he'll have to but he'll be back on the next play.
He didn't want to, though, did he, Joe?
All right, the referee, Jim Kimmel, swings the arm around. The clock will start moving. The ball at the 27-yard line. 2nd down and 3 for the Bulldogs. 4th quarter. Still a lot of time remaining. 8 minutes and a second to go. Joe Keltner, the man who scored the only touchdown of the ball game, this time will hide it on his hip. Bootlegs it to the 30, to the 35. Keltner to the 40. What a nifty bootleg play by Keltner.
He was tiptoeing there, but did a great job of spinning out and getting all the way out to the 41-yard line, and another Berwick 1st down. Here it is again.
I think the Dunmore kids are getting tired. I really do. Look at this now. Berwick just standing them up.
Remember what I said at halftime about the 4th quarter conditioning. This may be what the ball game has come down to. We've seen Berwick do it time and time and time again.
At the 41-yard line.
Procedure on Berwick.
Again, penalties in the backfield against the Bulldogs.
And that's the kind of thing Coach Curry really won't tolerate at this time of the game.
Offense. 70.
You might be able to hear him yelling in the background.
We can hear him.
They've got the game in their control right now, and the last thing they need to do is put themselves in a position where they need to make more yardage. They don't want to give the ball back to Dunmore.
And that also stops the clock, by the way, for at least a few seconds. Just about 7 minutes to go in this one, if it stays this way. If it's tied, we go to overtime.
So it's 1st and 15 now at the 36-yard line. Keltner to Kowalski. Look at the holes open up for Kowalski. And Kowalski is tripped up at the 42-yard line. 17 carries for Kowalski, and he's almost nearing the 100-yard mark in rushing.
Berwick seems to be stronger now at this time of the football game. They're making bigger blocks. They are driving the Dunmore people off the ball, and that's pretty much been the story of the second half.
If Dunmore gives up over 100 yards rushing, it'll be only the 5th time this year that's happened. So Mr. Kowalski is making his mark against the Bucks today.
And that's team-wise.
They got him.
And again, the yellow flags are out, this time by the head linesman. Let's see who moves.
I think that's offside this time, Paul. I think Berwick caught him.
He's calling it or not? Dead ball. Encroachment. Defense.
Jack Hens again pacing up and down the sideline, wondering what he can do to get his hands on the ball yet one more time here in the 4th quarter. But the Bulldogs moving methodically down the field now. With 6:12 left to go, they give it a 2nd and 4 at the 47-yard line. Again, Kowalski. And this time he is going to be hammered down by DiPietro. Number 20, DiPietro hammers down Kowalski.
Sets up a key 3rd and 4.
Watch Fred Garvey come up here and just hammer this guy.
This is the first time, by the way, that Berwick has not been able to drive this guy off the block.
Fred Garvey wanted to make sure that Kowalski didn't get any farther than he was. And a little help there also from Rory Altman. This is a big play in this ball game.
At the 47-yard line, 3rd down and 4 now. A big call. Big play for the Dunmore defense. Kelchner. Option play. Kelchner looking for the hole, and he is at the 48-yard line, short of the first down.
He's got 3 yards. He'll bring up a 4th and 3. And the only smart thing to do here is to punt the ball and make Dunmore drive it down the field.
Watch the pursuit here on the right side to close it off. Kelchner tried to go up that little seam there and just couldn't do it.
Now, they have to be careful not to be drawn offside. We've seen Berwick do this, come out of the ship,
time and
they're not punting, folks.
Well, they shipped out of it.
They did it. They drew him offside.
And the amazing thing is that teams know it's coming. They know it's coming.
Oh, my.
And Jack Hens knew it was coming, too.
Poor Tom Gallagher. He's so anxious to get in there, maybe make the big play, and jumped off sides. And Berwick has done that so often, so well. And with 4 minutes left, that could have been the play that did it.
1st and 10 inside Dunmore territory at the 47-yard line. Big mistake by the Bucks may cost them the ball game. This is Kowalski again. Kowalski squirts through. Boy, I'll tell you, he makes a lot of fortune out of a little daylight as he's inside the 40 to the 35 and 36, and now tempers flaring just a wee bit.
Here's Kowalski again.
What a game Kowalski's having.
Great block there.
Give all the credit right now to Berwick's offensive line. In the 2nd quarter of this game, Dunmore seemed to dominate.
I think you could possibly see some more big plays here go for a little farther than maybe they should, because Berwick's going to be, or rather Dunmore is going to be trying to strip the ball rather than just tackle the runner. And you know, that's when big plays can happen. Looks like they have the first here.
That little guy right there with 91 yards rushing has been the mainstay of the running attack here in the second half.
Just 4 minutes left in this ball game, and Dunmore needs the football now, and they do not have it.
Berwick very slow coming out of the huddle. Kelchner over his center. Troy Kachurka does not give. This time, here he comes, naked reverse to the 30, to the 25, and sliced down at the 25-yard line. Here's the quarterback on the keeper play.
All they have to do is hold on to the football.
Looks like he's got another first down to me.
Yep. First down.
Well, I can't think of any other quarterback around I want to have holding the football right now than Kelchner. Going to get to the extra yardage. He does keep that ball out a little bit. And boy, we'll go back to that critical 4th down and 3.
Berwick with that missed extra point, leading 6-0, looking for a little more insurance now as they're at the 25-yard line. Kowalski, look at him, spin, turn, and bang down at the 21-yard line.
And Dave Silvestrini, number 40 for Dunmore, trying desperately to get that ball out of the hands of Kowalski.
And remember, Dunmore only has one more timeout.
We're down to 3 minutes and counting.
2nd down and 7. A 74-yard drive in the 3rd period produced the score for Berwick. Kelchner's try for the extra point was no good, and that's the only scoring we have in the ball game. After a lot of fumbles, interceptions, miscues in the first half. 2nd and 7.
There it is again.
Kelchner with a keeper play, knocked down at the 20-yard line.
Now Dunmore may try to stop the clock here. Okay, here comes another critical 3rd down, obviously. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to go, 3rd and 5.
Official timeout.
Official timeout for somebody's headgear inspection.
Watch number 61, Timmy Ruddy. He wants to clean Kelchner's clock there and get that ball loose.
Hopkins turned it inside, though. Give him credit. 3rd down, 5.
The Bulldogs 20 yards away from putting one more on the scoreboard. The clock shows exactly 2 minutes to go in the ball game. 6-0. Kelchner keeps it for the 3rd time in a row and squeezes inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line.
And now 4th down, 3. They'll go for it.
You'll see the shift again. I guarantee it. They'll go with the shift again. And again,
Dunmore.
The big play here, Timmy Ruddy.
Dunmore has called its final timeout. So with 1:45 left to go, 4th and 3. There's no way they're going to try to kick a field goal here. They will just try to get the first down. If they don't, they'll say, okay, Dunmore, you got 1:30 to drive 90 yards on us.
Now, this is a case where if I were Coach Hentges, I'd almost call the entire defensive unit over the sidelines and say, look, guys, you have to stay honest on this snap. I don't care what they do back there. You don't move across that line until the ball's snapped. And I'm sure Coach Curry is planning on some kind of a shift. They have several different patterns they will go into to pull that off.
Well, Tim, we've seen a lot of football this year. There's no doubt in my mind I'm looking at the 2 best football teams in northeastern Pennsylvania.
Unequivocally.
And if the score stays the same, they'll still both be in the playoffs. Dunmore against South Williamsport and Berwick against Manheim Township.
Actually, Paul, I do believe that's Manheim Central.
Okay, this is it. Keith.
4th and 3. Shane Dietrich in the backfield with the cleanest shirt on the field. Kelchner spins around, gives to Kowalski. He's got it, and more.
That's the football game. That's it.
10.
It's all over. Great call. What a great call. Again, experience, depth, great football team. They needed 3 yards for the first down, and with 1:30 and no timeout.
Look at that.
All they have to do now is sit on the ball.
How about that block by number 74 for Berwick? John Bowman, what a block there on that play.
The 2-hour war is about to come to an end as Kelchner just falls down to the ground.
Okay, calm down over there. Let's go. It's been a great football game. Got state playoffs coming up, guys. And for people who might be confused why Dunmore and Berwick play each other in the Eastern Conference, because in the Eastern Conference, Dunmore plays up a couple of classes and they play in Division I, but in the States they are a Class A school, so they will go to the Class A playoffs, and Dunmore will go in Class AAA.
Berwick has just been called for a delay of game.
That's not going to hurt them at this point.
Not really.
1:06 left to go. 6-0 Berwick They have the ball. They don't have to run a play. All they have to do is sit on it. And they're going to have to put a couple of seconds left on the clock.
They want
4 seconds.
1:15 reset on the clock. 1:15.
Coach Curry doesn't agree, but it really doesn't make any difference because Dunmore doesn't have any timeouts left.
1:15 is what he's saying.
And once George gave the okay for him to move it, he moved it. Forget what the official said.
And the scoreboard operator seated right below us here corrects the clock.
Now everybody in the crowd is chanting 1:15.
And there it is. We've got 1:15 on the clock. It'll be a 1st and 15 to Berwick. So it's just a question of time, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed our game. Remember, Ohio State, Michigan will join it in progress right after this ball game.
Yeah, they should be in the 3rd quarter about the time we get there.
First and 15 for Berwick. They'll chew out the clock now as Kelchner just spins, falls to the ground, and the clock will continue to move. And it's just a question of time now that the parades and celebrations begin here in Berwick.
And the great thing for us is we've got 2 more teams going to the state playoffs instead of 1. If you think about it now, we have 4 teams with South Williamsport, Montoursville, Berwick, and Dunmore all playing in the state playoffs.
And it's a real commentary for the area about just how good football is, that 4 teams from our viewing area are going to the state playoffs.
They'll play next Saturday at sites to be selected. 37 seconds, the clock moving down. Well, the Bulldogs this year have scored 407 points, but they were held to 6, but it still counts as they make it 28 in a row.
That's going to be it, the last play. They're walking off.
Coach Hens's already coming across the field to shake Coach Curry's hand.
We saw a great one, didn't we? What a great football game. It's winding down. The final score, Berwick 6, Dunmore nothing. We'll be right back to wrap it up.
The only store in northeastern Pennsylvania to represent the complete Burberry line, Friedman's Men's Store in Dunmore. Burberry's the finest rainwear, top coats, suits, sport coats, slacks, dress shirts, sportswear, scarves, and umbrellas made, and much more now available at Friedman's Men's Store in Dunmore. Friedman's and Burberry, where style becomes a tradition. At Friedman's, we think enough of you to provide free tailoring by Louis Samini on the premises. There's only one Friedman's in Dunmore on Drinker Street.
For 3 years now, you've had to listen to claim after claim about how Chevy trucks do this and Chevy trucks do that. Tons of money spent trying to convince you to have a change of heart. Well, all those claims would make great fertilizer. But meanwhile, Ford is spending their money making Ford trucks tougher. More Americans pick Ford than any other truck line. Not because we claim to be something we're not, but because we deliver. The best-selling trucks in America. Tough Ford trucks. Only at your local Ford dealer.
We're back where Berwick has just defeated Dunmore 6-0, and let's show you the only touchdown of the game by the man who had 100 yards rushing this afternoon. Joe Kowalski led to that, and of course, Joey Kelchner puts it in there for the touchdown. And that's the story on this one.
All right, well, final score, Berwick 6, Dunmore nothing. They're chanting, we want Joe, and I don't think it's Joe Kelchner.
No,
now we'll pick up the football game in progress.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Today's Eastern Conference Championship game has been brought to you in part by your Quality Plus Ford dealers. When only the best will do, Quality Plus Ford